So do you hate exercise and you really wish that you could change how you saw it and actually enjoyed working out? Now, I know it may seem like an impossible thing, but let me tell you from my own experience, it is actually possible. It is, I promise you. So after years of struggling, I was able to change my whole mindset of how I viewed exercise. In this video, I really want to share about how you can too. So I'm going to give you a little backstory. First of all, my name's Sue, and I love sharing with women about health and fitness and reinventing yourself. And I grew up in England, and I gotta tell you, I was one of the most unathletic people around. I was the kid that was always picked last in team sports, and I really don't blame the people that picked me last because I was terrible. Like my athletic performance, it was like really embarrassing. So I got married when I was 20, and for the next 20 years, I tried desperately to get my act together, and I'd really try and be fit. Like my poor husband, he'd come out to me working out in the morning, to my workout videotapes and on VHS, and later I transitioned to buying some various bits of exercise equipment. I really tried to be consistent, but let me tell you guys, like I hated it. So we moved from Arizona to Florida in the mid-1990s, and our new house, we had a garage in it, and I can remember that I had a stationary bike in it, and each morning I would come out, I'd look at that bike, and I'd try and make myself have an appointment with it. I don't know about you, but have you ever felt like 20 minutes can seem like 20 hours? I literally hated it. And I knew I really wanted to try and keep my body in shape though, so I'd get on it really begrudgingly and count down every single second, which seemed like an hour, until I could finally get off the darn thing. So anyway, when I turned 40, for some reason I had this like epiphany, and I didn't realize what I was doing, but at the time I was shifting my identity, and that changed everything. So let me explain. So I'm going to give you a breakdown as to how that you can actually like exercising and being fit using my own story as an example. So step one, if you really want to shift your identity and like exercise, and you've got to start changing your self-talk. So up until that point, I had never seen myself as somebody that that really liked exercise. I saw myself as somebody that had to force myself to do something that they hated because it was good for me. At the time, I was not really into self-improvement, but I noticed that my body was changing, and I was getting like some gray hairs, I was getting wrinkles, and I thought, I really needed an overhaul. I needed an upgrade. So I remember having like this flash of inspiration when I thought to myself, like how different it would be if I actually like exercise. Think about it, guys. Like I had no trouble watching my favorite TV show or reading my favorite book, and I loved doing those things, but I couldn't understand like how some people actually liked working out and eating healthy. I mean, like who were these people, and like what planet did they come from? Because that certainly wasn't me at all. So I can remember one morning in the shower thinking to myself that I was going to trick my brain into liking exercise. Each morning when I would get in the shower, I would start to say things to myself like how I loved exercise, even though, I wasn't going to the gym or anything at the time. I would say things like, wow, I just love going to the gym. I just love taking care of myself. I love eating healthy. And I found that when I was speaking out loud, it really seemed to control my thoughts better. So little did I know that I was creating affirmations or mantras that really motivated myself, and I was reprogramming my subconscious. I didn't even know that I was starting to change my thought patterns. And as I was changing my thought patterns, I was speaking out loud to myself multiple times a day, like how I liked exercise. They started to change. It's kind of like magic, actually. It was amazing. Which brings me to my next point. I started to see myself as somebody who actually enjoyed exercise. Unbelievable, but yes, it actually started to happen. So step two in changing my identity was changing how I visualized myself, how I saw myself. Now, the words that we speak over and over again to ourselves are really powerful, and they start to create images in your mind. And because I've been speaking to myself about how I saw myself as this fit person who loves to work out and eat healthy, I started to imagine that I was somebody that was fit. like I started to visualize that, even though it wasn't true, I started to visualize that I enjoyed working out. And then I started to think about, well, what would a fit person do? Like, how would they feel? What would the fit version of Sue look like? And what are some of the things that she would do? Which brought me to step 3, which was changing my environment, changing your environment. So guys, up until that time, I'd never set foot in a gym. All my kids were teenagers then, and they were actually getting interested in fitness. So we all went down to our local gym and we signed up. And I was very fortunate that the person at the front desk, they were like so warm and welcoming, and they really helped me not to be fearful, because I literally didn't know what I was doing at all. I'd like lifted a few weights here and there from the workout videos that I had followed along to at home. But that's about it. It was just that and like the dreaded stationary bike. So now let me tell you, when I first started going to the gym, I didn't like it at all. Up until that point, I would work out, like I previously mentioned, either to the exercise videos in my garage or on my stationary bike. And I pretty much just joined the gym because my kids wanted to, and I wanted to be the cool mom. I wanted to keep up with them, and I still really wanted to be in their life. However, something almost magical definitely seemed to happen when I joined that gym. Like getting myself out of the garage and around other people that like fitness, it really seemed to help me. And I didn't know what I was doing, so I look around at other people and try and copy their exercises, which got me curious. And then I started watching YouTube videos, so I had a better understanding of what I was going to do when I went to the gym. So remember that, I didn't like it at all to start off with, but I started to tell myself that this is who I was, that I was a 40-year-old fit mom. I was toned, I had sculpted arms, I'd lifted butt, I had a flat stomach, even though actually none of that was true. Which brings me to step 4, which was making it habit. So just like brushing my teeth each morning, brushing your teeth, I made an appointment with the gym. Each afternoon, I would go and work out for 30 minutes, and I had a schedule of different body parts I wanted to work out for that day. And that's what I did. It really just started to become automatic. And then what happened was truly astounding. Over the next year, as I started to tell myself how I loved going to the gym, I started to see myself as somebody who really enjoyed fitness. And I would tell myself that I was strong, that I was healthy. And the more I started to tell myself this, the more that my mindset, it started to change. And then something crazy happened. One day I found myself looking at my watch, and I was actually looking forward to my workout. Yes, I know that sounds impossible, but I actually started to count down the minutes when it was time to go to the gym. I almost thought, do I need to take my temperature? Is there something wrong with me? Me wanting to go to the gym? This was incredible. Who was this person? I realized that I had really shifted my energy. My whole energy had changed, and I had become a whole new version of myself. I had become someone who had loved exercise. And after that, I found myself wanting to learn more. So I enrolled actually in the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and I became a certified personal trainer. And eventually I ended up having a whole full schedule of clients. And I'd become somebody totally new, somebody that literally I wouldn't have recognized a year or so ago, from then. I'd shifted my identity, and guys, it was just amazing. I actually like exercise. Now that was over 10 years ago. It was actually 13 years ago now. And my fitness routine, has literally been engraved in my psyche. It's like this well-worn path that I've carved into my brain. And now I always work out at least 3 times a week, preferably 5. So I want to break this down for you. If you want to learn to exercise, you have to shift your identity. I love, you got to love going to the gym. If you loved going to the gym and exercising, it wouldn't be a problem, right? So becoming this new version of you, remember, it starts with your self-talk. And the more you tell yourself how much you hate exercise and fitness, then you're going to keep carving that path into your brain. You're literally laying down neural pathways of hating exercise. However, when you tell yourself over and over again that you enjoy exercise, then things are going to start shifting. Now, it might not be for the first day or so, but if you give it time, over the next weeks or months, there will be a change, and your subconscious mind will start to give you images of you as this fit and healthy person. And the more that you reprogram yourself, the more your identity, it's going to change. Now, changing your environment and being around other supportive people who are going to cheer you on, on your health quest, it's really vital. So you might not like going to the gym, so maybe Pilates or yoga, that might be your thing, or maybe you want to be part of a walking group or something, but whatever it may be, change your environment and be around other people who have that energy that you want, and that energy is going to start rubbing off on you too. So energy really is contagious, and as the old saying goes, what's birds of a feather flock together. So when you stop seeing exercise as punishment and instead see it as your special self-care time, your whole mindset is going to change. And really this is the secret, is changing your mindset and becoming a whole new you. So let me run through this again quickly, the steps of how to shift your identity and see yourself as somebody that loves exercise. So number one is going to be like change your self-talk, and then you want to change how you see yourself. That's 2. 3 would be change your environment. 4 would be make it a habit, and 5 would be protect your energy, be around people with the energy that you want. So if you consistently follow these steps, you're really going to start shifting into a brand new version of who you are. And it's not going to be overnight, but it will happen. You just give it time. It's like watering an acorn, a seed. Keep watering it, give it sunlight, put it in the right environment, and it's going to grow. So I hope that this encouraged you today. And you can, I promise you guys, if I can like exercise and trust me, I really hated it, I know that you can too. So if you've got any comments, please leave below. I'd love to hear how you have shifted your identity, or what you're even doing for exercise, and what mantras you're saying to try and help shift your identity into somebody that loves exercise. So I'd love to hear from you. You can check out some more description in the link below, in the description box below. And if you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, I'll leave a link in the description box as well. So thanks so much for watching. Until next time, this is Sue. Bye for now.